Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Hot Wheels Batman, the 1966 Batmobile. Spot's continuing his looks at the Hot Wheels Batmobiles, not necessarily from the new line, but a fairly relatively new line. And this is the 1966 Batmobile, one of my personal favorites. Just has an iconic design to it. I love the orangey red outlining that they put on the Batmobile sides. It's such an iconic look. I'm going to touch base on some of the design aspects of this particular Batmobile that I do really like, as this Batmobile is so notorious for multiple releases. It's been released over years by Hot Wheels on countless times. And if you ask me, this is the best Batmobile, and I've kind of held off on a 1966 Batmobile until I personally found one that was perfect for me. The back of the package, other vehicles are, well, it says based on the original TV show, and other vehicles available. There is the Batcopter, also from the 1966 movie, or movie more so. It doesn't really appear. I believe it appears in the classic series. I know it is appearing in the movie. It might have appeared maybe in 1 or 2 episodes, if anything. We have the rubber duck mobile for Penguin from Batman Returns, as well as the Batmobile shell for either Batman Returns or Batman. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the Hot Wheels Batman 1966 Batmobile. It's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's have a look at the 1966 Batmobile. As I mentioned, the Batmobile has been released on countless occasions. Some better than others. In fact, if you, even for fun, go to eBay and type in Hot Wheels Batmobile, you'll see obviously some other Batmobiles as well. But if you come across several 1966 Batmobiles, you'll see how they vary from one another. The top little cockpit canopy windows, those have changed. Some of them have frosted blue, and I don't get why they're frosted blue. Some of them are frosted black. Many of them don't have the bat emblem on the interior of the tires, or on the actual hubcaps, but instead they are just the straight out regular rims, or hubcap areas. It just varies. They vary from release to release. And by far this, if you ask me, the more accurate released Batmobile. It's not heavy, doesn't really have a lot of weight to it. I just keep kind of checking the tires. The tires feel like they could be like plastic. Maybe they are rubber, but there's really not a lot of weight to this Batmobile. But it is really one of my favorite Batmobiles of all time. The outlined orangey red on the front, somewhat bat face, if you want to look at it that way. The bat, I think it's like a bat laser that comes up only in a couple episodes, and they use it to burn through things. And then the little back areas, which I think like shoot out cables. The back section that would open up for the parachutes. Or I think, no, that opens up and Batman grabs stuff from inside, like the bat grapple hook and things like that. The back thruster. It's one thing that this Batmobile, I can say, it's not devoid of paint. Even like the bat emblem, which is rough. You really have to see it to believe it. It's rough on really some of the Hot Wheel releases where they don't even outline the bat. They just keep it as orange. Yeah, by far this is probably the closest to a Batmobile. It's not to say that they have not released a Batmobile in this sort of color treatment. It is very well possible. But if you ask me, this is one of the best Batmobiles to get if you want the 1966 release. As we've already done in the course of these videos, let's do a couple of size comparisons. There is next to, well, there's the 1966 Batmobile. There is the Batman Forever Batmobile. And there it is, the Batman and Robin Batmobile. They all scale properly. Like if these are all, if they kept consistently with this size, I wouldn't have so much of an issue. But then again, when you start comparing it to, let's bring in like the 89 Batmobile, to the 66 Batmobile, yeah, you start seeing a lot of big jumps in sizes where the '89 Batmobile should be as big, just if not a little bit bigger than the '66. Then you get to real ridiculous size comparisons. Let's actually hold these in hand. There is no way you could say that these are exact proper scale to one another. Way too big. This is a lot smaller, yes, it's a small Batmobile, but it should be at least as big as the '66 Batmobile. So that's one little nitpick I could make about this line. Hot Wheels should have really taken one size and just said, you know what, this is our scale, and then whatever the one-to-one measurements of are for the Batmobiles, just keep it to that scale and either make them bigger than, bigger or smaller, but always still sticking to the same scale. Big, big strike for me. I love the Batmobile. It's one of my personal favorites, and again, I can't find of another Batmobile that's been as accurate as this one. I feel like it could be a little bit heavier, but other than that, a real beautiful looking piece. Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Hot Wheels Batman 1966 Classic Series Batmobile. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.